Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. From any part of the world, this is Tony HP, and thank you all so much for being here today. Today is a very important day for everybody that has been affected directly or indirectly by autism. Today, April the 2nd, 2018, is the world, the World Autism Day, or you can call it the Autism Awareness Day, or today's the day of autism awareness worldwide. This is April the 2nd, 2018, and as many of you know, today is a day that we recognize and we raise awareness for autism around the world. There's campaigns out there for lighting blue, wearing ribbons, every initiative, every campaign that is out there to raise awareness for autism. And I'm very supportive of any campaign that supports raising awareness for people in the spectrum. Not only kids, not only, kids, teenagers, but also adults in the spectrum. Everybody that is in the spectrum. It's very important to continue to raise awareness for this great community of people that came here to this world to make a positive and a long-lasting difference. For me personally, autism. I'm a person who is diagnosed in the autism spectrum, and this is a very important day. But for me, autism awareness is not just only for one day. For me, autism awareness for me is not lighting up blue. For me, autism awareness is not posting on social media about autism, talking about autism. For me, autism awareness is not about that. For me, autism awareness is not only to raise awareness to the challenges that people in the spectrum face, but more important, my for me, autism awareness is my call for action. Is my call in in terms of promoting real solutions towards helping people in the spectrum, from kids, from teenagers, all the way to adulthood. Everybody, it is very important that we take significant, that we take positive and long-lasting action in making a big difference in the lives of all the people that are in the autism spectrum. For me, autism awareness, I do it every day of my life. Every day. Every day I do what I can in helping my fellow people, my fellow, people that are also in the spectrum, in continuing to raise awareness, in taking significant action towards creating the necessary programs that are crucial for them to live a much better life. So today's Autism Awareness Day. I'm going to talk briefly about my story in this video, and just to tell you who I am, and how did I got autism, the challenges that I went through, how I was able to overcome those challenges, and what for me what needs to be done towards helping others overcome those challenges so that I can live a much better life. So, as I said, my name is Tony HP. In reality, my full name is Tony Hernandez, and I was diagnosed with autism at age 3. I was nonverbal to at least age 4. My challenges with my condition, the real challenge here was that people when I came from didn't knew what was going on with me. They didn't know why I was acting so abnormal in comparison to other kids that acted normally. Why I was having these issues. I was nonverbal to age 4, But that doesn't mean that at age 4 I became fully verbal. Quite the contrary. I started taking intensive therapy to improve my verbal communications. Verbal, how can I speak more clearly? I also have issues with social communication, how to build relationships with other people, how to understand other people. I have those challenges. Um, I also have challenges with short-term working memory and and also I have, I will not call it a challenge, but one of the things that I had with with my condition is that I was focused on attention to detail on different things. I was focused on several things, and I keep doing those things over again, creating a specific pattern. And when I was a kid, um, I used to put things in order, toys, all kinds of stuff in order, and I got angry when it got, when those, when when the things that I organized were, you know, that were destroyed basically. That's one of the things that I had, especially when I was a kid. But the most common challenges that I had with my condition were verbal problems, communication problems, and big challenge building social relationships with other people. Those were those were like my, and also the short-term working memory issues. Those were the biggest challenges that I had. We're talking about when I was a kid. When I just, I was diagnosed as autism at age 3, but I was not diagnosed a specific type of autism. I was just diagnosed autism at age 3, but there was not enough information in terms of what exactly I had. Whether there was a type of autism that I was diagnosed with. Back then, the people that were in where I came from didn't knew. It wasn't until I got into the second grade that, because of intensive therapy with and improving my verbal skills, because I took intensive therapy to improve my verbal skills. It wasn't until the second grade that I was able to improve my verbal skills, and then my diagnosis was changed. It got changed from autism to, more specifically, to Asperger syndrome, and this was the second grade. And so, because based on the results that what they were able to see, because of the therapy and because of what I did in school, I was taken out of the special education program at the second grade. So, because I was able to make improvements in certain areas, but still I have issues with verbal skills, and I still have them to this very day. But it's not as severe as it was when I was a kid. When I was toddler, all the way to third or fourth grade. It wasn't as severe, but still I have the challenges to this very day, even though I made some improvement.